story. It is the story of me and my father and this little town that we grew up in, Colwood, West Virginia. The coal company owned everything in the town, every house, the road, the church. Even the preacher was a coal company employee.
63 Apple, take one.
When Sputnik was launched, we all of a sudden got the idea back in 1957 that maybe we wouldn't have to be coal miners like our fathers and the fathers' father before that. Maybe we could go to work for Dr. Werner von Braun and help him build his rockets. It just kind of threw the whole town in a tizzy for a while, especially my father, who was the superintendent of the mine.
Holy shit, it's headed for the mine. I told you we didn't know what we were doing. I told you.
I think that the theme is one that's almost universal. A child's desire for a parent's approval. If you get it, great, and if you don't get it, you're always trying to get it.
So this is what you've been up to in the basement, huh?
Yes, sir.
Damn, Homer. You could have killed somebody with this idiot thing.
The father-son thing we all have gone through or are going through or will go through and have to deal with it. And it's great watching this two of them work this thing out.
And go home.
That's a cat. Oh, nice rocket, Homer.
How do you think it'll fly?
Well, I got it packed with the powder from 30 skyrockets. 3-4 miles.
The first rocket that they made was Homer's doing, and he takes powder, he puts it into a flashlight, and he thinks that it's going to go up 300 feet, and instead it blows up his mom's fence.
10, 9, 8. Should we get behind something?
The first thing we did was blow up my mom's rose garden fence, which she had been after my dad in the carpentry shop to build her this fence for a long, long time. And why I chose that particular fence to launch our first rocket, I don't know. But I did, and it blew it up.
63 Apple, take one.
I was really touched by Homer Hickham's real life and his story.
Principles of guided missile design.
I had Miss Waters order it for you a while back. It just came in. You like it? I know the math is too advanced for you. It is for me too. There's calculus. I think fulfilling one's destiny despite all odds is about the best theme there is.
The best present anyone's ever given me.
Very quiet, please. Jake's at that point in his life where he is, having constant new discovery, but he has a passion and an interest that I think is quite parallel to Homer, so it's really fun and moving to watch.
I think it's very hard to live up to the person that really went through this. I'm trying my hardest to do the best that I can, but I've had a great relationship with Homer, the real Homer, talking with him, figuring out what really happened, how he felt certain times.
Turn your light on, boy.
He looks like I did back in my high school days in my dreams. He's a great kid, and I only wish that I'd been that sharp.
Are you ready?
We had fantasies of shooting in West Virginia where all this actually took place. And the roads were so windy and twisty over this mountainous terrain that it was really not practical to shoot around Colwood. So we moved south 100 miles or so into Tennessee, which is crisscrossed with superhighways, and we found everything we were looking for within about a 30-mile radius. Oliver Springs, Petros, and around Knoxville.
The real Colwood now has gone away. There's still remnants of it there, but the mine itself is totally gone. The houses there are starting to deteriorate. Most of the offices are gone. But coming to the set here is like taking a huge step back in time, and it's wonderful. Seeing Colwood come back alive.
The town was there, we just made it look like a mining town from the 50s. And it was a coal mining town at one time. The mine head itself was not there. We bought that, disassembled it, trucked it in, reassembled it. and built a temple that stands next to it. But the buildings, for the most part, were there, but they were pretty desolate. We clad the front of them in brick and, put up all our signage and everything to make it look like a coal town.
12 miles of scrap iron. All we gotta do is pop it loose.
Yeah, now what are we gonna tell the railroad when they catch us prying up the track?
It's abandoned. $8.20.
This is worth $8.20?
But done.
We were shooting at an area called Caney Creek that is a small switching area. And the railroad let us do anything we wanted to. We could pull up tracks. I was sort of amazed.
You're saying this thing is worth $1.65.
It's almost like having a big electric train set.
And action! Just stop the train! Stop the track's there! He's playing the engineer. Winston Link. Winston Link.
He's a famous guy.
Winston Link documented the last days of steam, essentially, from 55 through 59. I was really happy that he could come down and ride in our locomotive, for 4 hours. It was really a lot of fun. Plus, he signed my book, so. Homer was launching essentially ballistic missiles. I think that the rockets that he saw us launch, they look the same, but we painted them to look like they were, metal tubes. But you could catch one of these things coming down, it wouldn't hurt you. And I wouldn't want to be around when the homers came down. It's a real thing.
Remember, 3, 2, 1.
I haven't told Hickam, but my brother and I were rocket nuts in about 1959, 1960. And we used to put together recipes of saltpeter, sugar, sulfur, boric acid, and I now realize why we failed, because there's this piece at the bottom that makes compression that drives the rocket up that we never knew about. So ours ended up like sparklers, more or less, but it was a lot of fun.
And finally, I'd like to dedicate this rocket to my mom and to...
Homer doesn't expect me to come to this final launching.
There.
So at the time of the launching, he's gracious enough to ask his father to, press the firing pin on it. And there's a coming together.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I love family drama. I love the idea that it showed that you can come from a small town and not only dream, but, reach your dreams. And I'm from a small town. I'm from a little town in Mississippi, 2,500 people.
Like an air show. Yeah.